Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Valerie Teitel on what's turning out to be a pretty busy Monday morning when it comes to Monday merger news. But before we get to some of the deals, Valerie, let's talk about the big deal. New details on how a U.S.-run TikTok might look. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Nathan. More positive news when it comes to Oracle. Shares of Oracle are up 0.7% in pre-market. Oracle is now been announced it will create and provide the security for a new U.S. version of TikTok's algorithm. Data from U.S. users would be stored in a secure cloud managed by Oracle, with controls established to keep out foreign adversaries such as China. It comes a few days after more positive deals for Oracle in its cloud business.
And we're expecting more news as well out of the White House later this afternoon that's affecting Tylenol maker Kenvue this morning. Yeah,
Kenvue shares are down over 4.5% in pre-market here, Nathan. This comes after a Washington Post article that the Trump administration plans to link the active ingredient in Tylenol to autism. Now, officials plan to warn pregnant women against using the medication while pregnant. Now, this first thing was floated around 2 weeks ago by RFK, and since then, shares of Kenvue have sunk over 15%, and today's pre-market move adding to those worries.
And now let's get to the deal news on this merger Monday. It's official for Pfizer making a big move this morning.
Pfizer making a very big move this morning, trying to get its way back into the obesity drug space, hasn't announced an acquisition of Metsera. Shares of Metsera are absolutely flying, up nearly 60% so far in pre-market trade. Pfizer, on the other hand, is up 2.7%. So this deal is seen as very positive for both of the makers. Pfizer, this really comes after Pfizer has essentially backtracked in the obesity market because its new drug failed some tests back in April. And so they've been trying to claw their way back in. Metsera has an obesity drug that is only a once monthly shot. So that is why Pfizer has nailed in on them for their first acquisition in this space. $7 billion acquisition. And it's looking like they might attempt to gain some ground versus Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk in the obesity drug market.
And hot on the heels of Metsera is another apparently official acquisition target. This is Anywhere Real Estate.
Anywhere Real Estate and Compass are set to emerge in an all-stock deal. Now, you might not have heard of Anywhere, but they have some of the country's most recognizable real estate brands, including Century 21, Coldwell Banker, Corcoran, and Sotheby's. So they have agreed to merge with Compass. Now, Compass and Anywhere are already the first and second biggest brokerage by volume in 2024. So this is a clearer sign yet that the long stretch of lackluster home sales in the U.S. is sparking industry consolidation. But note that the industry is still very fragmented. Even with this combined firm, it'll control less than a quarter of the country's home sales volume, as the real estate brokerage industry is highly fragmented in the U.S. But the shares are really liking this move. We have shares of Anywhere up over 50%. And on the flip side, shares of Compass down 8%.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.